This skin AI analysis is making over 60k every single month, and I'm going to clone it. We're running a single line of code. No team, no infinite budget, zero coding expertise, just me, a simple laptop, and tools that can be easily used to build something big without writing a single line of code. Welcome to this by coding era, when you don't code anymore, you build. Let's get started, my dear writers. First of all, we need a frontend. This is going to be the frontend of our application. In this frontend, we need to be able to upload a photo. This photo is going to be sent automatically to the AI that is going to be run automatically in the backend of our application. This AI is going to analyze and give us the result of this photo that we are using right now. And there's need to be a way to turn this result that normally AI can offer in plain text into a JSON, aka code, to send it back to the frontend to show in the application. This is a workflow very summarizing and simple, and to be honest, very easy to build with by-coding applications that we are going to use today. We are going to use Lovable to build the frontend, and we are going to use Name to build the backend. So let's get started. Guys, first of all, let's get started building the frontend using Lovable AI. Remember, all the prompts that I use for this video is gonna be here in the Skin AI resources in the link below. All the prompts that I use to build this mobile application. But if you want to get access to the exact template and the exact NAM workflow that I use for this video and have a ready to launch mobile applications, you can consider it to go to BuyMarket, that's my personal website when I upload all these templates when you can buy it and get access to this entire mobile application, skipping all the annoying work to build the front end and build the backend, and just with a few clicks you can set up and launch your application. If you want to do that, you can go to the link below and get access to this mobile application through the buy market. So perfect, let's get started with the Lovable. First of all, go here, the copy and paste some. You only need to copy this prompt. First of all, copy here. How you can see, I have already copied this, but I'm gonna show you. This is the entire main screen. So go below, and this is a step that so many people skip when using Lovable. He's not attached image. I really recommend you to start attaching images into your Lovable chat, because that's a powerful way to boosting your prompt. You attach these two photos because this is the inspiration to show the AI how would like to look this mobile application. Perfect. I got this already set up. Now it's time for the second message, because with only 2 or 3 messages you can build a really great functional frontend in this application. So it's time to set up the Lovable to NAM correction. Alright. First, now it's time to remove any mockup sample data. It's pretty common after you build this application, Lovable is going to create mockup sample data. I really recommend you to remove this. Fine, now it's time to remove any mockup example data that you have. And it's time to build the backend. I need to take a photo of tattoo skin. I forgot it. I recommend you do this. Attach the sun to tap your photo skin. This should be able to load a photo of my skin from my storage and send it in a binary file. It's pretty important that this information is need to send it as a binary file. I'm gonna explain you later why this is so important. Format with the name of skin photo. For this time I'm gonna make a differential with the name of the skin. Very important. Send it in a binary file and remember this name because we're gonna use it later. Skin of the webhook in post format that we are configuring later. All after this, make a different yeah. Very important. Then we are gonna configure this later to make the AI only work in these dependencies to make the connection. That is what I'm not going to set up after you build the NAM. We send out this, but I have this already configured. Perfect. So practically with only two messages, we can build this exact same frontend. So now it's time to move to the NAM. Alright guys, come on, go to NAM. How you can see, this is the workflow that we are gonna use for this mobile application. It's a very simple workflow like I explained in the whiteboard. So first of all, let me delete this because I'm gonna teach you how to build this step by step. Alright, no problem. First of all, the first thing that we need to create is set up a webhook as a trigger. Alright, that's something pretty easy. You look for a webhook, select webhook, search the workflow. Perfect. Alright, let me delete this one. We set up post as the method of request, and in response, normally this is set up by default in immediately. Let's set up this using respond to webhook node. This webhook node is going to be set up later, but this is something pretty important. Now, for this example, we are gonna use the test URL. Copy this test URL, go back to Lovable, and write this. I switch the webhook for this one. And you paste your test URL. We wait a bit more. I switch the webhook for this one. Right, we wait a bit more. The Lovable makes all the annoying work. So, meanwhile we are waiting, we have the webhook set up. This webhook, the word that are going to be is when this send the binary files is going to send to the AI that we're going to use. So the next step is setting up an OpenAI model. OpenAI model, analyze image. Connect your credentials and your Open account. I will show you how to connect and how to get your API OpenAI account because something pretty simple is only go to the dashboard of your APK. But you set up this as your OpenAI account, research image. The operation that we're gonna use is analyze this image. In the model, I really recommend you select the latest because normally offers the better result with a really great latency. Right, OpenAI is setting on this. Perfect. We need to adhere in input. Let me make this a bit bigger, guys, to make you easier to see. We are gonna copy and paste the following prompt that we have here. No worries about that. Alright. NAN AI prompt. We copy this prompt. Perfect. Right. Type of image. Change this from image URL to binary file. That's something pretty important. That's why I told you these images need to be centered in a binary file. So remember the name that we put before. In my case, I select. Alright, perfect. In my case, I select the name of skin. Skin. This is the input data field name. You remember at the first of all that we are changing the name from skin photo to skin. That was around in the minute number 3, number 4, I don't remember right now. So I select skin as the name. This name is pretty important because this is the name that the OpenAI is going to use to find the field name. Alright, we got to select this, perfect. So let's make a quick test to know if this workflow is working. Let's execute the workflow. Alright, skip for now. Let's send photo. Obviously, it's not gonna analyze our photo. That's pretty normal. Let's check this webhook. Right, we have a problem with the webhook. No response webhook. No. Alright. No, that's working fine. No worries. What is saying the AI here is we don't have set up the webhook response node right now, but that's pretty normal. the webhook response is going to be set up at the final, but practically this is working. It's working great. All right. Let me change this to respond immediately to show you guys the example that this workflow is working very, very well. All right. Let's send the photo again. Perfect. All right. Check this. How you can see, the AI is retrieving the image in a binary file format. How we can see here, this is the image that we sent, and here is the OpenAI processing the image. This is the output that it's generating. OpenAI, this output is very, very important. That's the prompt and the results. Sorry, that's the result that we're gonna use to turn this into a JSON format file and send it back to the front end. All right, perfect. I'm gonna change this again. That's why an example using respond to webhook node. Perfect. Now we have the result, but we need a way to turn this result into a JSON format code to send it back to the front end. That's the job that I'm gonna create, that I'm gonna do, our AI agent. Perfect. That's what I show by default. Let's change this. Connect chat trigger not defined below. You have 5 seconds to see this code and copy and a screenshot, send in an AI, and get it back. Please part the following content into a JSON. That's something pretty easy. If you don't want to do this, just right here, please parse the following content into a JSON. And we go here when say content, and we drag this into here. All right, that's the AI agent. Now we need to set up a chat model. This chat model is going to turn our information into JSON code. It's pretty important setup. This model, I'm gonna use Open Router to set up the models. I'm gonna teach you how to get an Open Router API key. To me, it's very, very easy. It's even easier than getting an API key from OpenAI. Only you need to do is go to OpenRouter.ai, create an account, go your account, how you're seeing here, go credits, buy some credits because this is a pay API that we're gonna use. All right, I have a few credits. Go here to the search bar, and for example, in my case, I'm gonna use Cloud Sonnet 3.7 because to me offer the best result in the coding area and with a really great price. It's not so expensive as the Cloud Sonnet 4, but it's even better than the ChatGPT 4. All right, we select the model here, go to the API, create API key, create new API key, set up a name. This guy is NAM video, and here is your API key. Copy your API key, go back here, create new credential, API key, save it perfectly. All right, it's already saved it. I like to retry to make sure this is working right. Perfect. In the model, I'm gonna change to Cloud Sonnet 3.7. Perfect. We have set up the model that we're using Uriah right now. The next step is going to memory. It's going to tool and look for think. This think tool is going to say to the AI that think a bit more to offer a better result. Obviously, this is gonna make our AI go a bit slower, around 3 to 5 seconds, but offer really, really better results. All right, we have set up this. Now go back to the AI agent window, and this will say require a specific output format. Toggle this to turn it on because we need to we need to turn our text into JSON using a specific output format that we're gonna use right now. All right, toggle upper. How you can see here, when I toggle and turn it on this require specific output format, it's gonna create an output parser. The output parser is probably the most important thing. structure output parser. Return the data in a defined JSON format. It's pretty important because we aren't gonna turn our text into the JSON format to turn it into a way that our front end be able to show it in the results. Structure output parser, go here, generate from JSON example. Don't feel weird with this because so many people feel afraid about this because that's the moment we enter the code. No worries because Ron is here to save you, my dear vibers, to don't code. Remember, we don't code, we build. Go to the resources of the Skin AI, NAI prompt, go down, go down, go down, JSON format schema. Using Cloud AI Sonnet 3.7, I built this schema for you guys. So all you need to do here is copy this, all right, and paste it. JSON example. All right. So it's time to know to check if this workflow is working. All right. We're gonna set up the webhook response node perfectly. First incoming item, we don't need to change absolutely anything here. So it's time to check. Let me check if this is working using response webhook hook perfectly in a post request. OpenAI, analyze image, perfect. Let me check if this is working. We're gonna test right now. Remember, it's pretty important. Always test your workflow. Execute workflow. Let me send an image right now. All right, let me check it here. All right, the AI receive the image, send here. Open router chat model is making the job to turn the text into JSON. The thing is already working, right? Perfect. We will need to wait a bit more. That's what I'm telling you. All right, structural proportion perfectly. All right, the workflow has been executed successfully. Let me show you step by step what it's work. The AI received the binary file name called skin. OpenAI is analyzing the image and giving us back the results. The AI agent is turning this result into JSON format, how you can see here. This is the input, this is the output, the schema, how you can see scan ID, analysis day, overall score, all the stuff like that. The output parser is turning this output into a JSON format, and this response webhook is sending back our information into the front end. So guys, practically we have built our entire backend. You see, it's very easy. It's not something out of the world. It's something very reachable. For many people, only you need to dedicate is a few minutes in this video to you understand how this workflow works. So, how you can see, practically we have the setup. But normally when you finish this backend, you are gonna have a front and a backend, but you need the connection. For example, you need to say the AI to all the information that the web could be sending back using it because, all right, we have our webhook set up and is sending the information, but the front end is not retrieving that information and displaying in the screen. That's why we need to go to down here, set up the webhook, retrieve the info from the webhook. Now, if I don't set up the backend of the app and it's working fine, now it's the moment to retrieve the information from the webhook using a post request and display the information the webhook going to send back a request like that, right? Only you need to do, guys, is the same. Copy this prompt, go here, send this to Lovable. This is to set up all the information, and perfect. We need to wait. All right, let's wait a bit more. Let me check this again. Webhook, OpenAI, practically this is working pretty well. Let's wait a bit more. OpenAI is working. All right, in my case, it says that it's already working because I set up this workflow and this template so many times again. But in your case, this is gonna be set it up for the first time. So guys, I would like to know what other apps that you would like that I reverse pipe engineering to building using pipe coding tools, and what other editors that you would like that I use using Lovable because it's my favorite by coding tools, and NAN is one of the tools that I got more knowledge, but I'm pretty open to those other by coding editors. Perfectly. Let me wait a bit more. All right, perfect. Better handling here. All right, we have our front end and back end connection set up. Let's test it. Send an image perfectly. No worries, we're here. Let me check this again. What is happening here? All right, updated. No worries about that. Let me change this. Well, I'm restoring it because it was working fine before. I guess it's because I overwrite the information. Normally, when you overwrite information into Lovable, you have problems because you are overwriting the data. Or AI is making this. Oh, that's what is happening. All right. I forgot to turn on the workflow. Yes, that's pretty common. Let's let's make this. After you have tested your application, I'm gonna test it right now, but let me show you. All right, this is working well. This workflow is waiting for the call. That's what's happening. What is not working. That's one of my fault, not the fault of the application. For example, this is analyzing the photo. All right, perfect. Let's wait a bit more. The AI is making all the steps to make our application work. All right, analyzing, perfect. All right, how you can see, it's working perfectly, but it's not retrieving the information. I'm gonna retrieve the information, restoring this again. Perfect. Right, update webhop URL. I restore this. Let me send it back again. Oh, all right. Remember, always in your test URL, you need to execute the workflow because if you don't execute your workflow, one may start the scan. Perfect. All right, send it up. Verify the webhook knowledge response parameters perfectly. First income 18, waiting to execute. All right. We have the output. Perfectly, guys. How you can see, we have our skin AI analysis finally working. It's showing the results, all the results that we want perfectly. Take another scan, weekly treatments. Perfect. Now, something that you need to change because this is pretty annoying is go from the test URL to the production URL because to avoid to execute every time that you action your task, action your boss URL, but for a production URL. Only you need to do is click to copy web URL. Remember, I switched the webhook. I switched the webhook URL to this one. The AI is gonna make the changes. Perfect. Let me close this. I'll get in the web URL in this chemistry component and I use the new endpoint. Perfectly. I use the new web hub. How you can see, the next step is inactive to active. Workflow activates, alright, perfectly. And I don't need to click in execute workflow anymore. This is working automatically, how you can see. Let me send the image again perfectly. Analyzing images. I'm gonna go here, executions. As you can see, it's been running at the backend without need to action the workflow. That's what we want because this need to work automatically. Right, AI is making this. Let's wait a bit more. Perfect. Analyzing. Financial analyzing. Perfect. We have the overall skin heal score right now is our application finally built it. So, right, guys, probably you are saying, all right, the application is working, but this is a video showing you how to create a mobile application. So, right now, this is a mobile application, but in an environment space. The next step is to turn this web app or mobile web app into an application. So, let's get started. Perfect, guys. Now it's time telling you to turn this mobile web app into an app application. To do this, go to the resources of the Skin AI and go to progressier.com, create an account, and all the stuff like that. That's something pretty easy. This is the last part of the tutorial. Perfect. Integration method. Go here into Lovable. Perfectly. Now it's time to deploy your URL, your project. Here, publish. In the first time that you set up this, publish, I'm not gonna problem. In this case, I'm gonna update this to make it work. Skin sense, simplify, lovable app. This is the link of your mobile app. Copy this link, go to new API. Alright, start URL, you paste this. I'm gonna use Skin AI, for example. Skin AI. Perfect. Create a new API. Right, 17, perfect. The kitchen is making work every single day. Progress here, no code, perfectly. Upload an image. I got an image created for this mobile application. Skincare, perfectly. Skincare logo, perfect. Generate assets. Now we need to wait a bit more because Progressor is making the annoying job to turn our mobile application. Okay. Now, the next step is in your Lovable project, you're gonna copy this prompt. You copy here and you are gonna send this manifest. In my case, in my specific case, I have already set up this message. But all the things that you need to do is this message that you copy in Progressor, go here, paste it, and send it. That's everything. In my case, I got this already set up. Verify integration. Remember, you set up this and go to publish and update your mobile app. Perfect. Verify integration. Yep. Checking out your integration. Now it's time to wait. Perfect. Look how you have other programs that your app. We're gonna need it. That's why. That's why I have this app already created. That's what is showing you in this with a different ID. I'm gonna make a good change. No, I'm gonna leave it like that. To make it. Alright. Change. Alright, no worries. Change the. Oh, what is happening? Alright. Change the manifest for this one. Perfect. Manifest for this one and the app ID. Alright. We send this. Time to wait. Alright, let me close this. Perfectly, guys. Now we are just a few steps to finally got our mobile app created. I will let the progress app run with the new app ID and manifest URL perfectly. Alright, let's get back to here. Verify integration. How you complete? Alright, it's time to wait. Sorry, I forgot it. Publish, update. I'm forgetting the step that I'm telling you to not forget. So my vibers, come on. Alright, this is updated. Vibers, come on. Verify integration and one time again. Alright, perfectly. We have our mobile application set up. Android and smartphone for iPhone and iPad. The only things that you need to do, guys, obviously you can use this page, but that's something that it's not useful. All right. In my case, it's going to be an Android and iPhone, right? Only you need to do right now is use this QR code to get access to the application. I'm gonna make a quick talk to show you guys how to do this. So let's get started. All right, guys, we are here. Let's open the QR code to start scanning. Perfect. All right, we scan this. All right, let's click on install. Install the mobile app. It's gonna be very quick. Perfect. It's installed. Let's look for Skin AI. Perfect. Skin AI. All right, it's already installed. Well, finally, it's time to test it. I'm gonna select this image, send it. Perfect. Just wait a bit more. If you're interested in make this scan a bit faster, I really recommend you go to more expensive models like Cloud 40 Sonnet and a bigger infrastructure, but this worked very well for this example. So wait a bit more. All right. Perfect. We have, guys, our mobile application fully working, deployed in our smartphone. And how you can see, it was created only using zero code tools, only vibe coding tools. To be honest, this is completely perfect, guys. In this tutorial, we learn how to build a ski AI analysis, only using zero code and vibe coding tools. Remember, if you want to get access to the same template that I'm using in this video, the same backend, and skip all the annoying process to build the front end, build the backend, the configuration, and have you ready to launch mobile application only with a few clicks, remember, you can go to the buy market and build this template. So in that way, you're gonna support the channel and helping to me to offer better and more content. So my dear vibers, this was the video of today. Remember, we don't code, we build. See you.